Alright, so let's start from the top, right? So I unbind the turn things. I saw that? No, no one saw that. That didn't happen. No one saw that. No comment. Anyway, I unbind the turn because they're useless. You shouldn't be using them. You should be using your mouse right click instead. Or left click, whichever one suits you better. I use... Actually, does it matter? Yeah, it does. You have to use right click. Never mind. I use my mouse right click instead. Left is just turning camera. Anyway, so I unbind those. I go with W to move forward, Q to strafe left, and then E to strafe right. Right? So you have that. We have D to dodge. We have R to run. Space to jump and swim and all that stuff. And we have about face set on F2. It's only useful if you're Mesmer and using staff. I don't know if it's useful in any other class, but that's besides the point. We have swap weapons on tilde. Weapon skill 1 is on 5. Now, let me explain this. Most people have their weapon skill 1 on, well, 1. But that's actually bad for two reasons. One, you have your weapon skill on your pinky, which is very, very bad. That's very, very bad for two reasons. One, your stronger finger is your index finger, and two, that allows you more mobility. You can use your pinky to move around, right? You want the skills that you're pressing more on your stronger fingers. Your pinky's not as strong as your index finger. That's a fact. Your 1 and 2 skills are going to be on lower cooldowns than your 3, 4, and 5. Like, look at it. Like, that's true about every single weapon set. Or I guess these ones it's the same, but as you get on, it goes even higher. You get the point. So I go in descending order. Or opposite order. It's like 1's on 5, 2's on 4, 3 is on 3, 4 is on 2, and then 5 is on 1, as you can see here. And then with you, starting with utilities, we have healing skill on T, which is just to be close to my movement skills. It's just close on the keyboard. That's the whole reason for it. Utility 1 on X, we have utility 2 on C, and utility 3 on V. We use our thumb to press these, by the way. Our thumb for the most part. Occasionally we use our index finger to press like X or something, but it doesn't happen often. We usually use our thumb. We use our main finger to hit Z, which is our elite. You put it on Z because it's somewhat hard to hit there, and you can still hit it. Like, you can still hit it, but you don't use your elite skill often, do you? So you put it there. And then we have our shatters, or profession skills, on A, S, D, and G. For Mesmer, you have an F5. I don't believe any other class has that, but we put that on F1, so it's easy to access. We can go Gravity Well plus F1 at the same time. So we have that. Now we have Call Target on this right here, this scroll. So pressing this is Call Target. Watch, I'll show you. Ready, set. Oh, let's take the target. So Control plus that gets the target. We also have that on Control click, but that's set default, I believe. Then we have enemies on tab. Previous enemy, I honestly never used that. I don't really see a reason to. And then we have, let's see. None of this stuff is important. You can put that on whatever. This is somewhat important. I have looked back on F3. It's very, very fringe scenarios that I actually use this. But when it's useful, it is very useful. So you want to have it somewhere accessible, but you don't need it somewhere too important. AoE loot, I have on mouse 4. That's my push to talk button, so anytime I push to talk, I AoE loot. Interact, I have on 6. Now, I used to have this on mouse 5, but I found out that as a Mesmer, you need to cancel your stuff, right? I believe I've showcased this before. You need to cancel your auto on Mesmer, right? Like I am right here. So you get the 3 autos, then you cancel it. Right there. Oops. Like that. Here, I'll show you. So you have the normal auto. Look how slow that is, alright? Oh, hold on, I'll show you. So look how slow that is. This is normal auto. Then on Mesmer, you have the fast auto with the canceling. I'll help you notice the difference. But yeah, that's the reason why I've still weapon on something easily accessible. You don't want it to be... I originally had it on 6, but you don't want it to be on the same finger as your weapon skill that you can be canceling. You also use the cancel mind stab like that. But the mind stab one isn't as important. Canceling the auto is very important though. Anyway, moving on to the rest, we have... I never used this before, I never used this, I never used the rest of these. Actually, it looks like that's it. So those are all the important bindings. I have map on M, it's easy for me to press. I just press it when I'm not moving, or I'll like take my hand off my mouse or something. Oh yeah, auto run. Auto run's very, very important in this game because it lets you multitask. It's not actually useful if you're like really paying attention to the game, But if you like being multitasking, or if you like multitasking while you're playing and you like being really, really lazy, this key binding is like your savior. So use that. Yeah, there's my key bindings.